often talk about attachment to positive, but you know, when positive gets really intense, it blows you away. It blows that ego away, like you pointed out, right? In a way, we can get attached to that identification as the unworthy person, right? And when the love comes at you, it's like, no, 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 wait a minute. I'm the unworthy person. I don't deserve that.
Yeah, but it's fascinating data, right? Because you can't lump pleasant together all as one thing. So for instance, like potato chip pleasant, you know, so there's different kinds of pleasant, right? There's friendship pleasant, there's sense pleasure pleasant, and then there's this sort of emotional connection. And it's a really interesting source of data to know what sorts of pleasant become overwhelming at what point, because I think we have all these different sensitivity points depending on our backgrounds, and it just becomes fascinating. In the same way that, like, you know, what really pushes your anger button is always really good data, because there's a whole bunch of other buttons that seem to be like the door close elevator button. And someone could push them all day long, like, but then the other one, yeah, it's good data, but the intensity of those experiences can be enough to dissuade one without having some skills about how to regulate through it.
Yeah, I love hearing the tech guy in you talking about data and meeting the interpersonal guy and discovering, oh, that pushes buttons, but that does not. Fascinating.
Yeah.
That sense of discovery and equanimity, like you said, that spirit. And I can see how that spirit comes into play. Like, what I think is extraordinary and what you're really highlighting is this practice, it finds its expression in unique ways depending on the user. It's totally, and so you get to share with us your insights from the perspective of the way your body and mind process information and the way insights are revealed through the uniqueness of Bill right now. Like, that's what's fun about this, is hearing your unique take on things.
Yeah. It's always shifting. I mean, this is what's very alive for me now, because I happen to be getting introduced a lot, and I went through these experiences of people saying nice things to me a lot, as one hopefully does when you transition from one endeavor to another. And 3 months from now, it'll be something different. One of the parent lineages, of course, is these practices is Buddhism, and the first noble truth, the truth of suffering. My interpretation is it's always something. We can have this idea like, oh, I'm going to be equanimous when I get my shit together. But if you start putting it in the future like that, like, I think of it as planing wood. There's always another layer underneath until you can get to some sort of more permanent, we can call it enlightenment or achievement or realization point. But at least from my perspective, it's always something. You get through this issue, you're going to get to another subtle one, and after that another subtle one, after that another subtle. And that's the practice versus the, like, someday I'm going to cross some finish line.
Right. Yes. So the aliveness of this ongoing willingness to be open to this ever-changing dimension of, what's the suffering look like right now? Right? Go with that. Okay, here's how suffering's showing up in this moment. Open to that.